in the pool, so everyone's just gotta be ready for it. Unless you're gonna make it your insta-ban, in which case everyone else just understands that it's your insta-ban, and then they can work around that. But yeah, anyways, without further ado, we're gonna get into this map. We are here, and speaking of here, they are here as well. TSM, 5 men in a lobby, no one contesting B. Literally everyone's just walking up slowly. Instant headshot from Wardell. That's a nice one, taking out the opposing jet. That's a good start. Drone with a headshot into Waifu as well. And the A site has been completely taken over. Smokes to block line of sights from the players and screens, and Drone's got even more. Wardell tagging along, and it looks like these two players are the only ones that will need to act in this round, because last alive, Killjoy and the defensive team, Iron, has nothing to say.
Flawless first round for TSM on the map. Pick is looking good so far, I gotta tell you. Yeah, on that bind, I feel like they just were trying a few things out with that Sky especially. TSM, we haven't seen them for about a month and a half now, ever since midway through December for any kind of pro matches. So while they've been streaming a lot, pumping out that content, definitely playing some ranked, but we just haven't seen them on pro level, things like that. So they wanted to try out something new. Didn't work out. Back to more standard ways. Subroza on controller here. Hazed playing that Sentinel. Double Sentinel setup on the side of XSET. And that's actually something I've been seeing a lot more commonly on Icebox and the double Sentinel setup. People just realizing it's hard to rotate over. Nice shot by Wardell with opening pick, but Pure answering right back onto Subroza. These are just jets that go neck and neck on the score lines very often here, as Drone has a beautiful swing, has the shots ready. We did answers right back with the classic though. What nerf are you talking about, dude? We still got left clicks to the dome. We did answers right back. 3 versus 3 on the site is Cutler, but the rotation is underway. The remaining members of TSM, Wardell, Hayes. They wanted to make the rotation, but Cutler finds a pick on B site, so the rotation's going right back, swinging over to B site. Cutler's back to the and the rotation going back to A. It's a no 3 here. 2 on B, rotate over. Cutler almost wins the round regardless for the team, but Pure, last player alive on XSET. The marathon was underway for Wardell and Hayes here. They finally found their destination. The bomb or the spike will be planted. Set up for the Killjoy underway, and Pure 12 HP with a Spectre in hand is not going to be the best option to have if you're trying to retake a site. And time is definitely not on Pure's side either. Having to rotate all the way from the other side of the map, did not know if both players are there or not. So I had to be cautious of all the lurks, everything like that. So that burns so much time as it is. So the bomb, the timer is roundabouts halfway already, and Pure finally gets here, trying to clear out some corners. Only cleared out about a third of the map so far, so it was a side, I should say. Finds Wardell, but because of the time pushing down the neck of Pure, had to go for some crazy wonky plays, and it just does not work out. Wardell's too clean.
Yeah, nothing to do. I mean, he's got 12 health. He will die at the turret if he stays fighting. The next guy's probably going to insta pre-fire the corner, so nothing. There's no answer. That was an interesting round, though. I'll say that. Like, in the minimap, I don't know, because I'm the analytical type, right? So I like looking there most of the time, honestly, just to see what is happening. That was a funny one. They went, of course, like you said, they went to B. They were like, no, they're all here. Let's rotate A. But then in spawn, they double back after they've gotten bottom belts, go back, and they make it to mid. And then the Sova's still fighting all these B players. And like, no, they're still all here. Go A. And he keeps fighting. And they won. Dude, they actually got their cardio. They got more cardio than I've gotten in the past like month. I'm pretty sure, just in this round.
Just pandemic things, no cardio anywhere. That was a beautiful skin from Hayes. That's a skin line. Shout out to Riot for making some beautiful skins still. A lot slower pace round this time around. Wardell with an op in hand. One of the more iconic duos out there is Wardell with an operator. Shout out to Alpha Academy. No ops on the side of XSET as of right now. The economy was a little bit too low. See what they decide to do in that front later on. Pure is no slouch on that operator, that's for sure. Around sight, Pure finds the opening kill. That economy just drops on the ground as Wardell falls instantly.
Cover going out.
And it's gonna be a fade back for TSM as they're trying to figure out: do we really want to execute on this site? Do we really want to push for A? They have all this control, these smokes out there. What do we really do here? Well, certainly the plan was not to have Subroza fall to Flifo in the mid, trying to make a lurk happen. And we did, holding the line very effectively. This is looking favorable for sure on the side of XS. The last player alive is Cutler, not able to do a whole lot. As Aaron picks up a nice double kill over there in the maze. As XSET gets their round on board, 1-2.
I think TSM bought up that round, didn't they? Not even just Wardell with the off, but I think most of them went for rifles. That's kind of bad. Like, that's kind of rough, right? Usually the swing round, the winning team loses their swing round because they have SMGs. And they don't buy up, right? It's understandable. But that time, I'm pretty sure they just had full rifles. Flame Watch got taken out. Wardell looks the wrong way coming into sight. That's one of the reasons everyone hates Icebox. It's because there's so many places to look. And like he's just not looking the right direction. He can't even take a fight. Like, he can't hit the shot if the guy isn't on his screen. Here. Don't quote me on that, because sometimes he does. You know, just...
Well, bang it.
Yeah, that's all you can do, I guess. But this time, this is a predicament because it's another full A retake setup. No one's in sight. 3 off. There's one guy outside of heaven, but Wardell's up here. He sees 2 in mid, doesn't get a kill. He stabs 2 with the knives. Unfortunately, this is not enough mathematically to kill someone. So he doesn't manage to get a single frag, but he knows that a couple people are tagged, which might be big coming into this retake because all the weapons are pretty bad for these attackers. So any damage is good damage, and more so coming through. Drone is full HP. Pure has the first frag. Subroza goes down. Drone has more spots. Not good enough. The jump is just out of time. Wardell has a Sheriff still on top of pipes, so he gets 1 frag off of that. And the ultimate, that might be the thing to win the round right there, because they cannot stall hard enough to be able to get that defuse. They kill 1, Wardell gets the other, and there's almost no chance, but in midair, does manage to kill the last diffuser. They all fall except for the Sova, but round is won nonetheless, and that's the important part for the side of TSM.
That was a nice little flashy play Wardell did just to make sure that the bomb could not be defused. I don't think they would have had it anyway. It was going to be extremely close. But nevertheless, it was a save round that TSM managed to win out, and Wardell was perfectly happy dropping that Sheriff, knowing they're going to be buying up a nice rifle into the next map, or the next round, I should say. Somebody who has had a little bit of a slow start, but I know is going to be coming back nice and strong is BCJ, somebody who's come into this team very recently. Was like a sub for tournament as of recent. I believe it was the NSGX Complexity, if I remember correctly. Came in as a sub and stomped the competition in that fight. He was able to get a main spot on the team. Definitely earned. Running back not getting a whole lot of information, just basically forcing Pure to take a little bit more of a defensive positioning on the B site. Something that Pure is more than happy to exchange is shutting down that very useful ultimate. Just for having to reposition slightly. Is going to be a nice rotation back over to A site yet again. Something that TSM is certainly happy to do when they feel like they need to. Only the Sage is on site, but with that slow orb, they will buy so much time. Just kidding. BCJ was also on site, but missing that shot. He must have cast Curse and just hyped him up, but this is a very easy Bucky shot. Unfortunate. Riffo and A-Rain gets kills back, though. That's going to put the life lead in their favor. Despite DSM having a 5 versus 2 on-site take, those slow orbs were huge, bought so much time for the rotation. People run Sage on this map is just run Sage with slow orbs on the site corridors and have that wall for the tube, and then just have Killjoy on the other side.
10 seconds left.
He has to plant instantly, right? 6, 5.
Risky. He's going to make it just because but had time. The color cutting off the lurk. Avon might have been in time to get into that angle to wall bang through that double stack there that they plant behind for default. But Cutler, knowing that somebody might be going that rotation, catches the lurk. Beautifully done. Good heads up play with Cutler. These are those 2 old dogs everybody memes about on TSM. Hazed and Cutler, very experienced players. And that experience shown through just like you saw. Cutler down positioning. Now with that recon bolt shot out, smoke's underway, they're able to spam it, pinging on the map. And Cutler again with that awareness on the site, knows that Pure might be swinging around. They have 3 people alive. half, and that might be it. He gets it. 4.5 seconds remain. We did clutch up the round despite Cutler's awareness.
I can't. There's no way. That round went back and forth 8 times. Like this is why TSM picked this map. That's exactly why they've rehearsed this so much. They understand that barely enough time to get over to the other side. He planted with like 4.5. That was insane. I thought there was no way, and there almost wasn't a way. Iron was almost fast enough to catch him inside of mid, like you said. You can wallbang through that entire double stack, that green double stack. There's no hiding. Like you can't. You have to sage wall it or something. But you're not safe there when you're planning if someone is orange. And he just gets caught off by the Sova. So really well done by Cutler. And valiant effort at the end too. If he didn't half it, and he took like 0.1 seconds longer, if he lived for another 0.1 seconds, they win the round. But because he halved it, and because the kills were had so fast, really well done by XSET to retake that. That's some crazy stuff. What is this? That's not allowed.
That's illegal. You're not allowed to get away with those. The transfer was real by Pure. Falls to the Vandal of Cutler. It's a really quick 2v2 situation, but everyone had the perfect timing onto Subroza, who's trying to make it happen with that ultimate. Gets shut down. I believe he loses that anyway. He does. We did with the ultimate available himself, but it's not going to matter right here. No spike is going to be on site, and he needs to find where Cutler is located. Assuming the rotation was there for the spike and Cutler swinging around, we is ready for the repeat on the loop-de-loop that Cutler was trying to pull off. We did. Too smart for that.
Hey, brain, we did. I mean, my man, these guys, it's crazy. It's partially, of course, it's luck, right? You check the right angle at the right time. But at the same time, their reads, their internal clock that all of these players have for the game is so perfect. It's ridiculous. Like last round, TSM running all the way from A to B. Well, like 20 seconds. Who does that? No one does that other than TSM, because they know in their head, yeah, we've got just enough time. If no one's there, we got this. And it was almost the case as well in that round. If Weeded was looking the wrong direction, there is a real chance for Cutler to not only get the kill, but also, if he wasn't there in the first place, he can get all the way to B. Some ridiculous stuff. Like, that's the thing about these maps, on Icebox especially. It is so new that these things are going to be still relatively unknown to a lot of teams if you don't put in like the hours it takes of homework, practice, dry runs, scrims, everything. If you don't have as much experience as the next guy, you're going to be at a really bad back foot. And maybe because both teams let this map through the ban phase, maybe both teams do have that practice. Maybe both teams are well versed enough to be able to have that experience, to know all the nuances. It's gonna be some late utility being put down. Drone, is he gonna die off this? He's taking so much damage. Even after that run it back expires. That one almost hit 2. Well done by Cutler on the attack. Still trades back and forth on the site, 4 versus 4, and it's still tight, but Pure seems to know that there's a player running away from him in mid. It's going to be irrelevant for now, because he's going to get away, and a res for the defense makes it better, but Wardell still on high ground with the operator. They can't escape this man. Smoke's down, but it's so open. The plant is so good for this man right here. There's nothing for the opponent to do. Iron cannot escape this off, and it's 4-3. TSM take it on the lead. Icebox, of course, it's their own map pick. They're so good on it, as we've seen. But I mean, I guess we can say that for both teams, because it is still back and forth, and no team has gotten more than 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, TSM might have a larger fan base and maybe ranked a little bit higher on most people's leaderboards for power rankings for teams in NA. But XSET is up there. I'd say they're easily top 10, easily. They are a very strong team, and they're coming off a lot of really good placements, won a tournament fairly recently, things like that. That was just a really tough spot to be in for XSET because of the situation they're in with the guns they had as well. They had the long setup with an operator and the Hunter's Fury and shock darts that Cutler has the lineups for, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's just so tough to fight through that on the side of XSET. So they're going to have to reset. They kind of 4 spot here, so they're kind of just going to be a little bit shot if they lose out this round heavily. That's going to be a lot of damage to the hot hands. He takes like all the damage he could take. Wasn't able to get out soon enough. If he had that mindset, just tailwind instantly, would have lived, but trying to stall a little bit for somebody to swing instantly after the hot hands, which is fairly common to happen. Trying to make that read, but the read wasn't quite there. Wasn't quite correct. Falls because of it with a nice follow-up shock dart, just in case they're predicting that tailwind happening. Beautifully done by TSM. Wonderful execution. That's exactly why they're one of the top teams in North America. XSET, though, still in a good spot to be able to win this round. They have the stage on site by the time if Twifo becomes up huge here for the XSET rotation. They're going to be able to hold it down again as they've done so beforehand. But a nice open pick from Wardell onto BCJ. Subroza finding weekday drone, finding Twifo. It's carnage across the site. TSM coming out on top.
Oh, I remember a point in Valorant's development history where one of the devs went on Twitter and said that, like, at some points in the game, the word, maybe not the saying, but the word is what really stuck out to me at the time. Sometimes you just get checkmated by utility. That word, checkmated. That is the kind of thing that you come up against sometimes against teams of this caliber, TSM. That's it, checkmate. It is game over, and that's what happened to the Jet. Pure had nothing to do. I think the only way he survives there is if he double updraft dashes out, because he can't, like you said, if he dashed out immediately, I think he actually hits the wall because he has to walk left to not hit the double stack there if he wants to get out. And of course, it's a Phoenix staring at you, so you're gonna die. If you don't double updraft, I think he just dies no matter what, because they not only threw a molly at him, they threw shock darts, so he's gonna take 70 plus like 50 damage from. That was it. Entry frag, like the freest kill in the world, and that's all because one drone, a millimeter of his feet were spotted in that corner, and that was like the most unlucky thing because I think we did try to shoot it for him, but he just didn't land enough shots, so the drone managed to get out of his line of sight and see Pierce millisecond entry, and then they just like, okay, let's just not go here. Let's go away. They rotate off, and they just get every single frag.
To be honest, TSM exploding on the side has a better lineups drone finding Twifo as well, and it's just last person alive. BCJ. Not much was happening that round. So little action, but it was the positioning. There's those inching for map control, finding the information of where XSET was located, and they were able to find the perfect positioning and just completely explode through XSET's lines. They were all around B site. They had an idea. Last one alive. And I'll be honest, it was a save round, so they're definitely not likely going to win that round. But the positioning still was beautiful by TSM.
Just like, wait, how does he know? I'm guessing they spotted him like under the tube, right? Because like, why is Subroza flashing through kitchen? That's just crazy. These guys are just, they have, I don't know. Their brain is like my spectator map right now. They just know. They're so aware. It's actually crazy. Here. This is why I'm scared of like high tier players. They just know everything. That's like such a big barrier for like, I think diamond players, plat players. That's like the barrier to immortal. You just have to have these ridiculous internal reads of like the game clock and whatever. And it's crazy how smart some of these people are. I just don't understand it. But that's why I'm casting and not playing, you know, it's fine.
Same, I feel that. Something that's interesting, something you don't see commonly across a lot of teams players, is BCJ on a Sova holding an operator at B entry on Icebox. Something that's, I know BCJ is a player who can pull that off, make it work. And it's not like a crazy concept by any means.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that, you know, it's one of the things that you see on a new map that you just look at and you're like, huh, interesting. Sova with an op on long. Maybe. Still going underway. It's going to be an explosion on the side again. TSM so good at just exploding on the sides. He spends so much time just inching and getting ready for that perfect positioning and then just explode from there with great execution. Drone shutting down the drop. Twifo a little bit too fast for drone preparation there. And now in a 4 versus 4, the retake is happening for XSET. Falling back with Cutler on the fadeaway shot to Twifo to the dome. The shot dart lineup still ready to go. You can always expect Cutler to have those no matter where he is. TSM Subroza and hazed coming with 2 big kills. And it's just going to be operator looking to be saved by a nice little goodbye kill onto Subroza before running away. you want to save that 5,000 credit economy weaponry. As Wardell taking just about as much damage from the fall as he did from XSET in that round. And it's going to be TSM looking really comfy with a 7-3 lead. Night and day from the performance in the first half.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see why they picked the map. That round kind of... I mean, it's been illustrated, but that round set it in stone. That was a brilliant take on the A as well. Like, just ulting with Killjoy on the left side of sight, and they know exactly where all the gaps are. Of course they do. They practiced it, right? They know where all the gaps are. They fire a Sova dart right in the right side corner of sight. No one can be in sight. It's literally impossible. They have to vacate, or they're in screens and they're going to get Killjoy ulted, detained. There's nothing they can do. They have to just get out. And best thing is they know that there's no Sova ult on the enemy team, so it can't just be destroyed. Everything is so prepared. Everything is so calculated for the side of TSM. It's crazy. So like, I know early on in this game's lifetime, these guys were kind of touted as like all aim, no brain. They're like, they're not. They're really methodical, like 100 Thieves. Like, not like 3 IGLs, like Hiko, Steel, Nitro. These guys aren't that, right? But you can see that these guys are definitely... They have the brain power to be able to work out these kinds of things. It's actually crazy. It's so beautiful to see all this stuff unfold. That one, not great. Unfortunately, they got eliminated up their mid push. So Kitchen presence still in favor of the defense. And the rest of these attackers are... They're quite split. They're Killjoy solo with the spike over at A, but the rotation's taken over. This Jet, though, how patient is Pure? Is he going to stay and wait? Because they might just be falling into the trap of TSM. That's a nice shot from Wardell. Important one at that. If he falls, that could be pretty big.
Left.
Drone. 3-0. That's so clean. Pure goes down, and he knows now that A site's completely clear. The team has complete control, and he is still on the lurk. And this is the guy that you really don't want lurking. If anyone, he is the guy to catch you. And Wifo, he's got no clue. Is he going to check it? Is he going to be aware? Is it going to matter? The timing's better for Wifo, and he wins the fight. So good for him. 2 versus 3, still going to be a struggle. Turret under heaven, and Sova sitting on the other side as well to support. He's going to swing as soon as the turret makes contact, and Wardell is up top, and there's no way to miss the shot. Okay, I stand corrected. Apparently the shot is missed. Turret is gone. Cutler ults. That one's interesting because he could get pushed. And Wardell goes down. That's big. Cutler wins the fight against the first one and the second. Perfect swivel. I don't know how he does it, but this man might be a boomer, but he's still got zoomer reactions apparently. 8-3. They have done so much more than they could have asked for in this first half.
Aaron with a beautiful read working with Wifo on the retake. You don't really see 2 Sentinels doing a retake in 2 versus 3 very successfully very often. Definitely not an agent type that's optimized for offensive focused things on retakes, attack, things like that. But Aaron had a beautiful read. Wardell on the flank to take out Wardell, but that's the one that Wifo was the one that took out. And then on a fight against Cutler, Aaron just couldn't swing fast enough to get the angle. And then when he did, finally, just whiffed so many shots, Aaron uncharacteristically. And Cutler kind of just getting away with murder there with a beautiful swing. Hits his own shots. Love to see it. Also hate to see it. Depends on who you're a fan of course. Now Subroza trying to do that Shroud step. That's that wall and 2 I was talking about earlier. That's exactly why so many people go with a double Sentinel setup, with one of the Sentinels being Sage specifically. You shut people off from being able to get onto Kitchen for the first 30 seconds or so of the map, of the round. But now that wall's about to go down, Subroza was ready for it and just instantly pops BCJ in the head. Drone lurking on the side. Aaron getting distracted by the approach on mid from Subroza. Not looking the right way, and that timing. Drone knew. Aaron did not. Bad read on the side of XSET. Sentinel there. Now just instantly, it's going to be a 3 versus 5 retake. Just kidding. The round is over. Instantly, all of them died. The resurrection was even spent. But it was the last round of the half, so you might as well. Doesn't matter. Moving on to the second half. 9-3 on the scoreline. TSM looking extremely dominant on Icebox.
9-3. What a story. After dropping the first map as well. Yes. Hello. How you doing? I want to just boop him. I want to just reach out a finger on his nose. He's cute.
What are they holding? What
Are they holding things? They've got backpacks.
The backpack, I guess, technically.
Yeah.
What's it? Do you have like antenna coming on them? What?
I guess. Oh, I mean, what if they're radios?
Like super old school giant walkie-talkies or something?
Yeah, that would be epic, dude. Imagine like they have to put down the backpack.
Science. Catching up to us in technology. The penguins are coming for us.
I love it. Frisk is amazing. Dude, the map designers for this game are actually just... Some people might meme on them for this map specifically, but there's a respect. A lot of respect. Speaking of respect, no respects. They walked into B. They just 5-man left alive. 5 versus 5. Post plant. Unicorn rounds. I mean, not yet. Maybe. If they all live, but I don't think they will. Because TSM, they don't back down this easily, right? They will go for this all day, any day. Slow going though, because Spike did get planted so early. Damage done. Worse for TSM. Oh, hazed has actually gone down. Cutler does a response. Iron's all the way on the... What? He's on the back lines. He's got a huge flank. He needs to be so fast, though, because his teammates are falling on site. Big paranoia. Not going to be enough. Wardell takes out every single player, going for the defuse, and I'm pretty sure it's already half. Turret's out. What's happening? Is he gonna die on the turret? No way. He's out of bullets.
Oh no! What a clown fiesta on the site, Falcon. Oh my god. So many people so weak. They had 2 lurking sentinels on the side of XSET. I don't know why that was the call. It almost worked out. That turret was doing damage, but it's mostly just chip damage. It's not going to finish off. Wardell was not weak enough. I like the idea. Just missed the right click a little bit on this classic 2. Oh man. That was a rough one. That was a rough round loss for XSET. And TSM, they take those for sure.
Oh my god. It's so fast. It's so fast. They're up all the way to site again. Caught their high ground. Instant trades. Back and forth. Where to help? Hello? Oh, he really wants that frag. He's so hungry for it. Subroza, thank goodness he's there to pick up the pieces. Because Wardell took so much damage. These weapons could have made a difference in that case, but Subroza is just, he's too good. Triple kill for him. Even against, I'm pretty sure it was a force. Yeah, XSET's completely broke this time, so another force. Light buy at least with sheriffs, upgraded pistols. That one was telling. They're running out of chances. It's 11-3. They're probably gonna lose this one because dude, TSM is so practiced. I don't think they drop around sheriffs. We've seen it before, previous matchup, but this is different. Let's be honest. This is very contrasting between these two teams.
Something that Wardell did is something I love seeing from that player, just abusing the fact that he has the tailwind on that jet. Stepped on that swarm grenade just to, they don't expect him to be there. He just takes the damage. They think he wouldn't. The wall break shots, though, from long range, taking them out from top 2. That's a little unfortunate to be positioned there for Drone. Wardell, Cutler, Subroza. It's a nice spread of names across the board for TSM, getting some kills there. Cutler finishing off with that Bulldog in hand. That's going to bring them a map point. This is an extremely dominant game, and honestly, I'm just going to say it was TSM because they weren't being streamed. They didn't have that stream advantage. They didn't have that, you know.
Yeah. they're content machines, right?
They're content machines. There's nobody watching us. We can't play well. Of course, play wonderfully on Bind. TSM trying on their strategy didn't quite work out. Back to the old roots here on their own map pick. Dominant form in map 2. And it's looking likely that we'll be going to game 3 in just a moment here. But XSET, it's only over when it's over. Wardell finding Pure is not a good look, though. In a 5 versus 4 situation, they've been trying to be extremely aggressive on attack. I respect it. I like aggression happening. That's why I'm a breach main. But it has not quite worked out for XSET. It's been a little bit of a bad momentum. Good on the side of TSM. Hazed to the Bulldog. Beautifully paced, full shots there. Aaron with a nice hop. Slaying him out. But the 2 versus 3 is all that. They do have Resurrection, but there's no access to their teammates. Swift was trying to hang around and make that happen, but we got picked off the side. Subroza finishing the fight with Aaron, who couldn't